The moment you commit a federal crime, an invisible clock starts ticking. You won't hear a siren. You won't see a flashing light in your rearview mirror. In fact, for months, you might genuinely believe you got away with it. What you don't know is that the Federal Bureau of Investigation doesn't just chase suspects. They engineer inevitable traps. They operate across a terrifying, multi-tiered escalation ladder. At the bottom level, they use basic digital footprints to track your routine. But at the absolute highest level, they possess the authority to construct fake telecommunications networks, deploy military-grade cyber weapons, and turn your own hardware into a localized surveillance hub, erasing your presence from the grid before you even realize you've been located. This is the exact step-by-step framework of how the FBI hunts targets, level by level, until there is nowhere left to run. At level 1, you haven't triggered a targeted federal task force yet. You've committed a local offense that crosses state lines or hits a low-tier federal threshold. At this stage, the FBI isn't sending a team of agents to kick down your front door. They are letting passive, automated systems do the work. This begins with the Criminal Justice Information Services Division, or CJIS, housed in a massive, high-security facility in West Virginia. CJIS maintains the largest collection of biometric and criminal history data on Earth. The moment a local police officer scans a license plate, checks a fingerprint, or logs a facial scan at an intersection, that data is instantly routed through the National Crime Information Center, the FBI's Cellular Analysis Survey. Team known as CAST begins, mapping your life using historical cell site location data. They don't need a live GPS ping on your phone yet. By subpoenaing historical records from cellular towers, CAST constructs a hyper-accurate map of your daily pattern of life. They know where you buy coffee at 7:15 a.m., which route you take to avoid traffic, and where your phone sits idle every night. Most low-level fugitives make the fatal mistake of thinking that switching to a prepaid burner phone breaks the chain. It doesn't. CAST algorithms run pattern-of-life cross-referencing. If a new burner phone activates at the exact same location and moves along the exact same path 5 minutes after, your main phone is turned off. The algorithm automatically links the two device IDs. The trap is already set. Level 1, the local dragnet. Level 2, the digital intercept. When a suspect avoids physical traps or uses encrypted communications, the investigation escalates to level 2. This is where the FBI transitions from passive tracking to active digital surveillance. At this tier, the FBI's cyber division and technical specialists deploy wiretaps under strict federal court orders. They don't just intercept your phone calls. They mirror your entire digital existence. Through partnerships with major internet service providers and telecommunication giants, data packets moving to and from your IP address are cloned in real time. If you use commercial end-to-end encrypted messaging apps, you might feel secure. But the FBI rarely wastes time trying to break military-grade encryption directly. Instead, they exploit the endpoints, your physical device. Through court-approved network investigative techniques, the Bureau can remotely deliver a microscopic piece of zero-day code directly to your browser or operating system. This payload bypasses your VPN, overrides your security settings, and forces your device to report its true location, MAC address, and local Wi-Fi environments directly back to an FBI-controlled server, while you think you're routed safely through a proxy. Server, on the other side of the world, the agent sitting at a terminal in Washington, D.C. is watching. You're screened in real time, logging every key press, and recording audio from your laptop's microphone while it sits closed on your desk. Level 3, deep cover and infrastructure traps. When dealing with high-level organized crime, darknet marketplaces, or sophisticated syndicates, individual surveillance isn't enough. The FBI doesn't just want to arrest a single suspect. They want to harvest the entire network. Welcome to Level 10. At this stage, the Bureau stops chasing criminals and starts building the platforms they use. In operations like Operation Trojan Shield and the takedown of encrypted networks like Phantom Secure, the FBI spent years orchestrating some of the most brilliant sting operations in law enforcement history. When criminals realized open commercial phones were compromised, they turned to custom, hyper-secure encrypted devices stripped of camera and GPS functionality. What the global criminal underworld didn't realize was that the FBI, alongside international partners, secretly managed and operated the underlying messaging company itself. Known as AnOM, for over 3 years, high-level cartel leaders, drug traffickers, and money launderers around the globe purchased over 12,000 bulletproof encrypted phones directly from the FBI. Every single message, photo, and voice note sent across 27 million communications was automatically decrypted, translated, and logged on federal servers in real time. If you operate on the Darknet, Levosan means the forum where you buy illicit goods or recruit accomplices might already be owned and operated by FBI undercover employees. The Bureau routinely performs administrative takeovers of illicit servers. They keep the site running for months, fixing bug glitches to earn the community's trust, while silently recording the IP addresses, cryptocurrency wallets, and behavioral signatures of every user who logs in. You aren't hiding in the dark anymore. You're performing on a stage they constructed. Level 4. Tactical obliteration and global reach. Once the intelligence phase is complete and the arrest warrant is signed, the investigation transitions from covert gathering to overwhelming tactical force. Level 4 is activated when a suspect is classified as high risk, heavily armed, or located in a foreign jurisdiction. This is the domain of the critical incident response group and the FBI's elite hostage rescue team. This is a full-time counterterrorism tactical unit trained directly alongside top-tier military special operations forces. If you flee the country, you enter the jurisdiction of the International Operations Division. The FBI maintains legal attaché offices in over 90 US embassies worldwide. They don't need a simple extradition process to start squeezing a foreign suspect. Through mutual legal assistance treaties and informal intelligence sharing, FBI attachés coordinate with host nation intelligence services to execute complex lure operations. A suspect hiding in a country without an extradition treaty might suddenly receive an irresistible business offer, a fake legal victory notification, or a luxury vacation package requiring a layover in a friendly nation's airspace. The moment that commercial plane enters international airspace or lands in a cooperative country, federal agents board the aircraft. You are handcuffed in your seat before you even realize you're safe. Heaven was compromised. Level 5. Total disruption and digital eradication. Level 5 represents the absolute apex of federal power. This tier is reserved for nation-state actors, top-tier cyber terrorists, and critical threats to national infrastructure. At Level 5, the FBI shifts its goal from capturing a target to completely neutralizing their capability to function in coordination with the National Cyber Investigative Joint Task Force and foreign allies. The FBI executes offensive cyber operations. They don't just monitor servers, they sinkhole entire criminal networks, execute zero-day exploits to permanently disable command and control hardware, and remotely seize domain names within seconds. Financially, Level 5 triggers the deployment of national security letters. These are extraordinary administrative subpoenas issued directly by the FBI that compel financial institutions, telecom providers, and web hosts to hand over complete record histories instantly, while imposing an absolute gag order. The service provider is legally forbidden from disclosing to anyone, including the suspect, that the investigation even exists. If cryptocurrency is used to store assets, the FBI's virtual currency response team traces the blockchain ledger using proprietary analysis, seizes control of the private keys held on compromised servers or exchanges, and liquidates the funds before the suspect can initiate a transfer. At level, your bank accounts are frozen, your communication channels are corrupted, your physical location is pinned down by real-time orbital and ground sensors, and your entire digital footprint is systematically erased from the web. You haven't just been caught. You have been entirely disarmed long before the tactical team even knocks on your door. The grand illusion of modern crime is the belief that speed, encryption, or distance provides safety. But in an interconnected world where every byte of data leaves a trail, the Bureau doesn't rely on luck. They rely on the mathematics of escalation. The higher you try to climb, the larger the trap becomes, until every exit you thought you had closes all at once.